Welcome once again, introductions to the coming Sunday session. We had a wonderful sessions last Sunday and it went on a little longer because the topic was so beautiful and so exciting. It was, can we know God? Can we define God? Can we understand God? Definition of God. There are no religious box. You only hear God has created the universe, God has created you and me. God is God. And when we ask, can we meet God? In the dualistic religion, that is, the God is separate than you. You and God are separate. And from there, the answer to the priest, to the preacher, to the pundits, and to the messiahs is very simple. They say, yes, you will meet God. God is real, but you're going to meet God after you die. Because God is not here. God is in the heaven. And heaven is not here. Heaven is there, up in the sky. So, responsibility of showing God goes away. But a beautiful part of the Advaita Vedanta is it takes you across to know God, to define God. And we had a wonderful session which continued. Today I'll quickly brush up a little bit. On Sunday we will do a little brushing up. We are also going to cover up, 15th of April is also Good Friday, and Sunday is the Easter Sunday, and that's the day when Jesus Christ rejuvenated himself. He was crucified on Friday. Easter Sunday rejuvenated himself. So it's the one before the Good Friday is that Thursday when he had the Last Supper with 12 of his disciples. Just think, it's a very exciting session to know. Jesus Christ knew, and he said, one amongst you are for a few silver coin going to deceive me. Despite that, just see what a great magnitude of a personality. So we'll know a little bit about Jesus Christ, in which, just imagine, Jesus Christ talked about gratitude to the world. The entire summation of the teachings of Jesus Christ, if you try to put all the Jesus Christ, the entire Bible, into a very simple word, it is Sermon on the Mount. Jesus Christ took his favorite disciple to the Sermon on the Mount. And it was a mountain in which he retreated with his favorite disciples alone so that nobody else can disturb them. And this gratitude is what he expressed. He said, in very simple, his first Sermon on the Mount was, blessed are those who are poor in spirit, for they shall have the kingdom of heaven there. That kingdom of heaven will be theirs. Those who are poor in spirit. This poor part of it here, Jesus Christ is talking, is those who are humble. We have, most of us, are craving for money, name, fame, property, relationship, prosperity, and our family doing very well. And everything is, this is mine. And I must work hard, I must earn more money, I must give it to our children, I must make them successful. But it is limited to us. And that gives us pride and ego. And Jesus Christ is saying, blessed are those who are poor in spirit. Poor in spirit is those who are humble, who are always thinking about the other people, and gratitude, respectful to the supreme divinity, the God, that whatever I have, it is because of you. And if you are humble, a famous story goes, a Westerner, not the Southeast Pacific Asian people like you and me, or Japanese or Chinese or Sri Lankan or Singaporean or Koreans, we're supposed to be very humble. We are always bending down. And here, gentleman goes to a Japanese Zen master and asks him, teach me meditation. And as the Japanese Zen master tries to tell him, he says, I know that. I have read that. I have understood that already. So he was kept getting, the Japanese Zen master getting interrupted. So he said eventually, I understand. Let's have some tea ceremony. And the gentleman said, oh, your famous Japanese tea ceremony also sounds rude. Zen master didn't say anything. And he started pouring the tea. And the tea started overflowing. He kept pouring. And this gentleman, he sit in a low table on the floor. I've had a wonderful opportunity to have a truce with a Zen master in Japan, in Kyoto. Those of you know the places. It's about 200 kilometers from Tokyo. And tea pouring out was supposed to spoil his dress. He said, what are you doing? It's pouring out. It's going out. The Zen master smiled and he said, yes, unless you empty your cup, how are you going to drink my tea? What are you going to learn from me? How will you learn when whatever I try to tell you, you already know about it? So that was the best, humbleness. This humbleness is what we need to understand and get connected with that one. Our intention on this Thursday is just 10 to 20 minutes to talk whatever Divine Mother talks to me, for you to work your thinking, reflection, Shravanam, Mananam, ask question, and Nididhasana, meditate on it. You know what? There was one of the monk from India who was sent for a scientist exhibition. And in Japan, it just so happened it's in Japan. These two are not linked, but just so happened. And it happened actually. This Japanese great master, he was a great writer, very scientifically qualified. His books were being sold world over in Harvard, Oxford, Stanford. Very rich gentleman, has several houses, got a very good family. And being in that science exhibition, commemorated, worldwide exhibition, this Indian scientist was also there. So after the exhibitions and all were over and the talks were over, in the evening they were having a little gathering. And naturally, he being the center of attraction, the Indian scientists were around there. And they were having a little sake and all that, Japanese drink. This Indian monk around, listening, watching him. And the Japanese master, after a while, the master, not a Zen master, he was a Japanese scientist master, he suddenly started telling his friend quite loudly, you know what? What everybody is chasing for, I have everything. I have a perfect family, very loving wife. I have good sons and daughters. I have several houses in Japan and in America. I am very rich. But you know what? I realized today these are all zero. And he started with a tear in his eyes, very morose. This Indian monk, he said to the Japanese master, sir, they are zeros. I'm glad you understood that. But if you know how to put one before them, they become millions and trillions. The Japanese master, some people were there, he immediately said, who said that? Who said that? The Indian monk came and said, I did that. How did you know that? It sounds very good. He said, my master, his master is Paramahansa Ramakrishna, Vivekananda's guru, had told us that what we are racing for in this world are all zeros. And if you put that one with the gratitude of the Supreme, you have acquired permanent wealth, never to go away. And this spirituality is lacking today. Our sessions go on and generating and telling us to get connected to that one, that oneness, not separatedness. The moment we put name, form, function, mind, it's separate. We are separated then. I am so and so, you are so and so. Body, name, form, functions are separate, we are separate. And that's the mistake. So here, when we talked about the last Sunday about understanding that Brahman, and eventually we talked about, we shall once again go ahead, that Brahman, as per Taittiriya Upanishad 2, the chapter 2, and Brahmavadi Valli, in this is talked about Brahmananda Valli. It tells us very simple, Brahma Vedapnati Param. Knower of Brahman attains everything in life. Otherwise, what are we attaining? Just think. We got Hollywood and Bollywood, famous people, famous stars, good looking, handsome, pretty, and their name and fame. Second, a lot of people who are famous are the ones who are racing for money. Dow Jones, millionaire, Manhattan, World Trade Centers, or Mumbai Stock Exchange. Everybody is racing. Who's famous there? Billionaires and millionaires and crorpatis. And the third kind are the knowledge type. Harvard or the top university of the world. And there, who gets a Nobel Prize? So Nobel Prize winner, knowledge chasers, money chasers, who's got more money and who's got name, form and beauty, physical. But have you realized none of them stay, and they are called zeros. But if you put one before that, your and my journey is to learn how to do that. And this is where we talked about it, that we understood what is Brahman, how do you know Brahman, and the highest attainment can happen only when you know Brahman. And that Brahman, we went ahead and explained that Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam Brahman, as it is given in Taittiriya Upanishad. And it goes there and said, Yohot Nihitam Guhayam and Paramabhyaman Sashyate. Sarvan Kaman Brahmana se Vipaschate. Those who know the Brahman will knower of Brahman will attain everything in life. Yovit Nahikam Guhayam. And this is the existence, consciousness, infinity, bliss through the slokas. What is Brahman? Quick revision. Vast. It means vast. Vast what? Ocean, country, sky, space. Now, the moment you put country, vast country, America, India, there is immediately, the moment it's a country, there is a limitation. No? India will go to Tibet, China, or go to Sri Lanka, or Pakistan, or Bangladesh. America will go to the ocean, or go to Canada, or Mexico. There is a limit. In anywhere, vast, anywhere. The moment you can make a name, it's limit. But if you put vast, only vast, that is Brahman. Actually, it means swelling beyond towards infinity. It just continues to swell. And we went ahead and explained that there are three types. Beyond limit, the moment you say, we should know beyond limit, what is limit? We talked about Desha, space, Kala, time, Vastu, object. Reflect on our talk of the last time. But remember to keep that one with us all the time, morning till night. First thing in the morning, as you're waking up, be aware with that consciousness. Consciousness is Brahman. You remember our sessions last Sunday, we will cover it again. Our idea of today is just to give you a little bit of inputs, to rethink, reflect upon it, dig in a little bit, study a little bit, and existence. Everything in this world is existing. What I experience, it exists. What I am experiencing, it is existing. How is it Brahman? Again, we will do that. I did that. It took a little time last time, but it was done pretty well. So, with the prayers of all the time, of gratitude, have that gratitude. Cut away your limitations dealt to you by mind. Where does the mind come from? Mind alone is the one which creates all the problem for us. We are not mind, not body, not name. Nama, Rupa, Babhara. We are not. Remember? Asanga aham, asanga aham, asanga aham. Punah, punah, punah. Again and again and again. Say, I am detached. Asanga aham. I am detached. Asanga aham. And goes on to say, Chidananda Rupoham, Shivoham, Shivoham. Sharvan Kaman. Apke. I am that which is beyond all limitations, desires. Sounds all good. How? This is what we talked about last Sunday. Go through it. I think it has been very well preserved and sent along with our presentations. And let's finish it with a prayer. Keep like a toothache always the name of Supreme, that Brahman which is within you, or name it Krishna, God, Mother Kali, Durga, or any name and form that you like, Ganapati, Hanumanji, Kartikeya, or Allah, or Jesus Christ. And we shall talk about also the Sermon on the Mount. It's wonderful teaching and learning. Our journey is to know all religion, respect all religion, and practice whatever we find it to be appealing to us. With the prayers to the Divine Mother, Om Asato Ma Satgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. O Mother, take us from unreal to real, from darkness of ignorance to wisdom of light, to death to immortality. Jai Guru.